Hi, this is your Sabni Bhartia and welcome to our series on predictions videos for 2022. And today we have with us once again Dipti Borkar, co-founder and chief product officer at Ahana. Dipti, it's great to have you on this show.
Always a pleasure, Swap. Nice to be here.
Before I ask you to grab a crystal ball and share your predictions, I would love to know a bit about Maunaa. Tell us about the company.
Absolutely. Ahana is a managed service for Presto in the cloud. It makes SQL analytics on data lakes very, very easy. And that brings the power of Presto to every data platform team, no matter how big or small it is. Presto was built at Meta as a replacement for Hadoop and Hive, and is an incredible engine that can power analytics, interactive querying, and increasingly newer use cases like transformation as well.
Excellent. Now it's time for you to pick up your crystal ball and share with us what predictions do you have for the next year?
Yeah, I particularly enjoy this time of the year thinking through what happened in the past year, as well as what's going to change in the future and particularly next year. And there's three areas that I think are very, very interesting coming up. The first one I would say is open data lake analytics for data warehouse workloads. Now, if you look back, Snowflake was one of the biggest IPOs in history, and there's a lot of users for the warehouse. This year, in 2022, in the next year, I see an open flake emerging, open flake a stack emerging, which means open source Snowflake, an open source Snowflake stack that will allow users to run similar data warehouse workloads, but with open source, open formats, and without some of the lock-in and the high costs that might be a part of the data warehouses these days. So that's certainly one to look forward to. And we'll see transition in initially an augmentation of Snowflake warehouses, and over time transition into this open data lake model. My next prediction is also around databases. Recently, there was a benchmark that was published called TPCDS. It's an industry benchmark that was published by Databricks, and Snowflake responded to it, and there was a bit of back and forth. And so it seems like the database wars are back again, which means database engineering is cool again. Database engineering has been engineers have been developing core databases, distributed systems for many, many years. But given these benchmarks that have been published, we see that the next generation of databases are going to be even more powerful for the kind of data that everyone is generating, and to be able to analyze that data at great speed, as well as for the best analytics. My next prediction and my final prediction is around this pandemic and hopefully the post-pandemic era, if we can even call that so. Things are evolving, but what's happening is that data platform teams and infrastructure teams are really looking at out-of-the-box solutions rather than building it themselves or doing it themselves, rather than the DIY model. And why is that? With the pandemic, a lot of businesses have had the need to evolve and change what they're doing very, very fast. Just take, for example, Uber. Uber had a big impact on their primary business, and they had overnight to switch over to Uber Eats or other kind of products that could keep them going. With the need to be able to change and evolve this fast, having managed services, having out-of-the-box solutions in the cloud are becoming very, very useful for IT teams and data platform teams, and give them the ability to move fast at the speed that they need. And so we see that managed services, easy to use products, which save operational time, operational costs, and give a faster time to market, will really, really evolve and be adopted pretty widely in 2022 as well.
Thanks for sharing these predictions. And now if I ask you, what is going to be the focus of the company in 2022?
Yeah, great question. This is also the time we look back and look at how we want to invest and change and focus as a company. Ahana is, as I mentioned earlier, as a managed service for Presto. It makes SQL on data lakes very, very easy. And given these predictions, actually, our focus and areas are along these lines. We are very much focused on making Ahana easier to use, continuing on that ease of use dimension, so that data platform teams spend a lot less time actually managing operational aspects for these platforms and really get value and from the data itself and do more with the time that they have. And the second area, big area, is performance. We work very much with the open source community and the Presto Foundation and members of the foundation like Meta and Uber and others, and are evolving Presto to make it even faster. And so there are many projects that we're working on to improve performance, core performance of Presto on the data warehouse use cases for these workloads. And there's a major switch, a major rewrite of Presto that's ongoing from Java to C++, which we see bringing orders of magnitude, better performance, more bandwidth, lower utilization. And this is a big area that we're looking forward to in 2022 as well.
Dipti, thank you so much for not only sharing those predictions, but also share the focus of the company. And I would love to have you back on the show next year to not only check that how many of these predictions turn out to be true, but also get the next set of predictions for the next year. But thanks for your time today.
Absolutely. I'm keeping a scorecard for myself to see how we're doing. We'll be back again. So thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.